F1 is going to do it. They're going to make the same mistake that NASCAR made nearly 20 years ago. They're going to pursue the casual fans so much that they turn off their actual hardcore fans that have been tuning in for years. Stefano Domenicali was talking this week, the Formula One CEO, about how the younger generation just isn't tuning in, and he thinks that Formula One races are too long. For reference, the average Formula One race is 1 hour and 32 minutes, basically the average length of a movie, average length of a soccer game, far shorter than a NASCAR Cup Series race, which is averaging like 3 hours and 12 minutes. And then far shorter than an American football game at that, which is somewhere between 3 and 4 hours, depending on who is playing and how many TV timeouts you're going to have. But Domenicali says that they're seeing less people tune in for full races and more people tuning in just to watch the highlights that they post on YouTube, which is probably more of an indication that your on-track product is bad. But instead, he wants to introduce a number of gimmicks to chase that casual fan, to get them to tune in, even though they're not going to be fans that are going to stick around for a while. He's looking at short-term growth and not thinking about the long-term stability of the sport. He wants to introduce things like more sprint races, which I don't think anybody actually wants to see, potentially shortening the length of races down to somewhere around an hour, and then potentially introducing reverse grids. Again, all gimmicks to try to appease a fan base, a viewer that's probably not going to be here for a very long time. It's the same thing that NASCAR did years ago and continued to do up until the mid 2000s, into the teens as well, where they move races off their traditional dates. Think about the Southern 500 went away to move that date out to California. NASCAR is trying to grow nationally, and they're trying to go to new markets, which they absolutely need to do, but they needed to do it in a different way. They needed to do it more organically. They needed to pace themselves when they did it, and you can't take away key dates like what they had with the Southern 500, and that turned a lot of fans off. Then they moved out of the Southeast, which, again, we see the complaint here from a lot of Formula One fans that they're moving out of Europe, and it's very, the correlation is very much there. Then you have the fact that the introduction of gimmicks, like we see with Stefano talking about here. NASCAR fans got turned off by NASCAR introducing the chase, and then the elimination style playoff format, then stage racing, and the playoff points, and everything that went along with that, and they're clamoring to go back to a full season-long championship. Meanwhile, Stefano wants to introduce more gimmicks to Formula One, and you have a lot of traditional Formula One fans saying that the Americanization of Formula One is happening, and I don't necessarily think that they're wrong to an extent. Ultimately, the gimmicks are just trying to appease a fan base, like I said, that is new and one that likely won't be there. Meanwhile, you're turning off your traditional fans, and it's going to hurt you in the long run. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Formula One, and NASCAR is trying to rectify those issues slowly but surely. It's just a big uphill battle if you do decide to go after those casuals and don't also try to take care of the people that have been here for the entire time.